Okay, so this is somewhat of like a repair tutorial for headphones. This isn't going to be exactly the same for every pair of headphones on the market, and in fact, biodynamic headphones are actually really easy to service and take apart. Yours might not be. So like, I'd say if you're not feeling too confident about this sort of thing, if you haven't had much experience with taking stuff apart, soldering, that sort of thing, I don't know, it may be a good idea to maybe like at least try and brush up on your soldering. Not that I'm very good, I'm actually pretty terrible to be honest, I just kind of wing it every time I do this. But either way, these are pretty easy to take apart. I've had a bit of a practice run, I kind of get how they come apart. And they're probably the easiest headphones I've actually worked on. Biodynamics in general, like pretty good. They're not the easiest as a company. Audio Technica is pretty good as well. I mean, a lot of headphones they'll design with sort of like taking them apart in mind. Whereas maybe with like cheaper stuff, you're probably not going to find they're designed in a way that they really come apart that easily, and they're going to be really fiddly to work on. So yeah, this is more. It's a general guide. If you've got stuff like USB gaming headsets, wireless, gaming headsets, this isn't going to be the tutorial for you. You're not really going to get much out of this, I don't think. Mainly just because USB and wireless headsets are a lot more complex. They actually have circuitry inside of them, whereas your average pair of headphones is like really simple. Like as a device, like headphones are very simple. Each speaker unit or driver, there's like 2 terminals on the driver. So you got your ground, the active wire or whatever, and that's gonna allow the driver to kind of fluctuate and produce sound. And you'll have that same ground wire. It's shared by both drivers. The ground wire will just go to both, but then you'll have separate active terminals for each driver. So if you have a look, I don't know if you can see that particularly well. Yeah, so there's 3 little pins in there. So yeah, you've got one sort of active wire for each driver, left and right, and then one ground, which is shared by both of them. So yeah, like headphones, the way that they operate is it's just really simple. So repairing them, if there's something wrong with them, trying to diagnose what's wrong, it's not that difficult. Whereas yeah, when you start to introduce actual like circuitry and stuff that's digital, like actual circuitry, that's when things get a bit complicated, and that's where I probably can't help you too much. But either way, look, I've rambled on quite enough. We're going to tear these things apart. So just going to take the ear pads off. Just pop those aside for now. But yeah, as I said, these are relatively easy to take apart. So you've kind of got, I don't really know how to explain it. So you've got, with this particular model, 2 little plastic lips, or 2 little lips, and you have to kind of just wedge the pry tool like just in between them. Just kind of, oh jeez. This was supposed to kind of be a bit of a hands-free thing, but trying to like show you what's actually going. Okay, so we've got that taken off now. So we'll just remove that. And we're doing the same for the other side. Jesus. This is a mess. Wow. I wasn't expecting this to be like this. Okay, cool. Oh, jeez. Alright. So, this is supposed to be kind of hands-free, and now it's just kind of like, well, I want to be able to make sure you're seeing what's going on here. Anyway. Okay. Yep, okay. Pry tool underneath this lip. We've got this little lip off so we can take the drivers out. So yeah, on mine, the right driver is not working. So the cable is on the left driver, or plugs into the left ear cup. So that's just wired up directly to the cable. Whereas the right driver, you've got a little bit of a cable that goes through the headband and then into the right ear cup. So I feel like the problem is probably something to do with the cable that connects the 2, but we'll have to test a couple of things to see what the issue is. And I'm probably going to mess that up pretty badly. Anyway, so we've got both drivers out basically. So this one's kind of just flopping around. What are we going to do? Thankfully, with these, it's good and bad. It's all just kind of modular. Yeah, so the cable, you have a little lead that goes from where the cable plugs in, which plugs into this driver, and then another little cable that goes from this driver to the other one, and it's all like modular, so I can just like unplug this entire driver, and it's just loose. Your headphones are probably not going to be like that. They're probably going to be hardwired, so the cable that goes into the headphones is going to be like hardwired to one driver, and then you'll have some other physically wired cable that goes from one driver to the other one. Or if you're really lucky, your headphones might have a cable on each side of your head. So on each ear cup it might have a little separate lead, and that's going to make it a lot easier to repair. But this one, yeah, a little trickier just because we've got the cable only going into one side. Okay, either way, I know this driver is good, so we don't need to worry about that too much. I'm going to put that on the left side of me because it's the left driver. So we're going to test between where the cable connects and where that patches into the first driver. But the problem is our multimeter, its little probes are a little bit too big for what we want. So we're going to want to probe these little thingies. And the size of this probe's fine for this. But if we want to probe something like this, which again, I don't know how well you can see that with this GoPro, but like the plug on the end of this, it's got 3 little holes, and they're really tiny, and I'm not going to be able to probe this with something that's this big. So what I'm probably going to have to do, I'm going to wrap the wire around the end of the probe, and then we're going to just kind of like poke that little bit of copper wire into the end of this plug, because that's the only way I can really think to do that. And we're going to see if this tiny little cable is okay. This is like an IDE cable that I've kind of salvaged. And it is raining currently. But the cool thing about these is that they're kind of ribbed, so you can just tear off little individual cables and just peel them off. Alright. It's funny because this camera up here was supposed to be my close-up camera, and now it's just like, I don't know, man. Hasn't turned out to be too useful to me. Anyway, we're just gonna like peel this guy off. Just moving on. Moving on. So this is gonna be our probe wire. Probably don't need it to be too long. Maybe like, heck, even this long is probably all right. So we just want to chop that. I don't know, whatever. Jesus Christ, this is gonna take forever. I feel like I am going to run out of battery before I get this done, so we're going to get a wriggle on and just see how we go. Alright. So what we're going to do, I'm going to move this. So this probe wire, we're going to poke it into this guy. So we're just testing from where the actual headphone cable plugs in to where it connects to the first driver. And so we're going to test this one. Oh, that's cool. So we've got the probe wire in there. Alright. So what we're going to do, we are going to, now that we've got our probe wire connected, we're trying to figure out if we've got a good connection. Alright, so it beeped. We know this pin is okay. So, pin 1 is okay. Now we're going to move the probe wire into the next pin. Wow, okay. We're going to poke that in here. Pin 2, it's beeping, we've got continuity. Pin 2 is alright. I'm going to plug this into pin 3. Alright. Alright. So, all 3 pins are okay to the first driver. We're getting signal through to that first driver. just fine. Okay, now what the fuck else are we going to test? Now we're just going to sort of test... Alright, I'm going to see if I can show you a bit better. This cable here goes all the way through the headband, and it goes, yeah, all the way around into this ear cup. And I want to test that. So we're going to kind of do a similar thing. We're going to poke that little probe wire that we made into this little plug. And it's got 2 spots that we need to test rather than 3. So we're just going to poke it into each one and make sure we've got a solid connection across that headband to make sure that there's no damage there. Because that's where I think the damage is. So just unplugging our probe wire. We've got our little thingy. Alright, probe wire is in. So with our other probe, what are we going to do? Oh yeah, I'm going to have to put a probe wire on that as well. And we're going to have to take this other driver out, so that's going to be fun. Oh shit. I should have done this earlier, I think, but it's alright. Oh lordy. Oh my god, this sucks. I might need a screwdriver for this one. Alright. Just trying to get this driver out is a bit of a pain. Wow. Usually just tapping it gets it out, but not today. Oh, there we go. And this little fucking clip fell out, so that's fun. Alright. So we just sort of want to see if we're getting signal. Oh shit. Okay, we don't want to pull that too hard. Alright, we're going to pop that driver over there. So what we're doing is using the multimeter to test for continuity. It sends a small amount of voltage through the 2 contacts, and it just is checking to see if that voltage is passing through to the other probe. So if it beeps, it means we've got continuity, and that's what we want. So I don't know which one is going where. So we're plugged into the red wire, so I'm going to plug this in to the red on this end and see if we've got a beep. Okay, we've got a beep. So that's terminal 1 is okay, and then we're going to do the little white one now. Okay, I did do something stupid. No fucking wonder. I'm not even testing the right thing. Stupid clown. Alright. I was like testing like the entirely wrong thing. Okay, so we've got the white wire here. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is so fiddly. There we go. So all the wires that are going through the headband are good. We're getting continuity with all of them, so it's not what I thought. And we're not having any issues between where the headphone cable connects and where that connects to the first driver. So it goes from the cable to the first driver, from the first driver through the headband to the second one. So there's a possibility that like maybe the driver itself, because it's got it's actually like sort of like the driver itself that passes this signal through to like the second driver, because it's kind of got these 2 little things here, and the actual headphone cable patches into this one, and then this other one passes that signal through to the second driver. So if maybe this circuit board here had a dodgy join, which I kind of doubt, or something was dodgy, that could be the problem. But what I'm thinking is, you'll notice that each of these drivers is pretty much, well, they're identical really. They've both got the same little plugs on them, so they should sort of be interchangeable. So what I'm thinking is, and again, a lot of this may not apply to your own headphones, but we know that the left driver is working when I plug it into my computer. The left driver is working fine, and that's the side that the cable plugs into. So what I could do is I could plug the right driver into the left ear cup and see if we get any sound out of it. And that'll tell me if the driver's blown, which is another possibility. I'd say, look, if you've got a pair of headphones and the driver is blown, some companies may not even sell replacement drivers. If it's a more expensive pair of headphones, they probably do. But driver replacement is pretty expensive. And depending on what headphones you've got, driver replacement can be pretty risky. If it's just replacing a cable or something, you could probably sort that out pretty easily. Just do a bit of light soldering, no problem. But yeah, I would caution you as to replacing drivers. I don't know. Either way. So this is maybe the dodgy one. I don't know if it is or isn't, but we are going to plug this. Now we're going to remove our little probe wires first. Get rid of this multimeter, don't really need it. Okay. So I'm pretty much just plugging the right driver in the same place that the left driver was plugged into. And if we get sound out of it, it means there's some other stuff I'll probably have to test. But if I don't get sound out of it, it means the driver is probably blown or something is wrong with it. So I've got a little laptop here with me. I probably don't need the keyboard for this, so piss that off. So we've got our maybe faulty driver. I don't know. It's a possibility. And we're going to see if we get any sound out of it. I don't necessarily know that the little circuit board on the left driver that actually passes the signal through to the right one. I don't know that that's all good. I haven't tested that yet, but we're going to skip that because this will probably tell us what's going on a lot quicker. So we've got our Spotify playing on maximum volume. Okay, so we've connected the suspected faulty driver just pretty much straight to the cable because we know that's all good. That should work. And it's not working, so we now know that we have a faulty driver. Now, my hope is that it isn't actually blown, so I'm going to just take a bit of a look at it. I'm going to piss this laptop off, tablet, whatever. Okay, well, I have a lot of just stuff everywhere. Sometimes what you might get with drivers is you've got this really fine wire that connects to the driver, and it's usually interwoven like throughout the driver. They're like less than the thickness of a human hair. They're very thin wires, and those will they'll sort of be coiled almost throughout the driver, and then will eventually interface with little solder points. So you'll have them connected to these little solder points, and then from there either your actual headphone cable will be connected to that, or if it's the second driver, you'll have the cable that's going between the two drivers kind of connected through to these little solder joints. So I think I'm going to have to use my good camera, do a bit of a close-up here, and we're going to focus on what's going on with this guy. And I'm really sorry if this doesn't look that great, but we're gonna try. So we've got this, and what I'm seeing. Alright, I have a funny feeling these wires, so the wires from the driver, I think they actually might be detached, which can happen sometimes. Either they've broken off or the solder's like melted or something, and then they've come off. Yeah, okay, so, yep. It kind of looked like, okay, so if you have a look, I'm going to see if I can focus real close on that. So that's, okay, the closest I can focus is like there. Where have we got? So see, I don't know if you can see, right at the base of this little PCB here, you've got these two tiny little wires in like a V shape. And I don't know if you can see that, but those are meant to be connected to the inner two solder joints on this board. So you've got 4 solder joints on this board, and those wires coming from the actual speaker unit need to be connected to these 2 solder joints that are on the inside. And they're not. They've become detached either because the solder's like, I don't know, maybe a short surge has pulsed through and melted the solder and then they've let go, or like, which seems kind of unlikely, honestly. Or somehow they've just, I don't know, maybe, yeah, I don't know, they have become detached in some way. So we're going to have to like slip this back in and solder them back on. Thankfully, at the moment, they are in more or less the right position for me to just kind of press them back onto the solder joints, more or less. But it's going to be fiddly work. I'm switching my soldering iron on now. Just alright. Just okay. I really don't look forward to this. I've got a little I suppose I don't really need this actual headset part of this. Got this little clip thing. It's very rusty now because it's been just chilling downstairs collecting dust. What I might do actually, I was going to use a little bit of rag or something just so that when I clipped this driver with the little alligator clip, I didn't like wreck it. But I've got this little IDE cable here that I might just use as a little thing, because I literally just can't be bothered going downstairs, and if I just cut a piece off this and wedge it in the clip, I think that's going to do the same thing, maybe. Might not work, but whatever. This towel is kind of crap, so I don't really care if I ruin that, but try not to like cut myself here. I do that a lot, just be it like burning myself with a soldering iron or like cutting myself with a soldering, not with a box cutter or whatever. You name it. It just happens. I'm just useless at this. That's probably like too big, honestly. Like, I might even need to cut that a bit more. I don't really want it that big. Risky. Heck, I think even that. Problem is, I feel like I don't know if it's gonna clamp properly with this. I feel like the wire's almost gonna spring up against the clamp and stop it from clamping as hard, because this has just got a bit of elasticity, a bit of a spring to it. So yeah, I really don't know. So we put that there. We just kind of want to. Oh yeah, that actually didn't work too badly. So we've got that protecting my driver. It doesn't seem that sturdy, but actually feeling like maybe it'd be better if we sort of did that. Yeah, that's probably a bit better, isn't it? So we just did that. This doesn't have enough. Ooh. This is real interesting. Yeah, that actually isn't too bad. Yeah, I really I'm not looking forward to trying to do this. So we got just cleaning our iron. Yeah. So really all I should have to do is apply a bit of heat to the solder joint and kind of press the wire back into it, but like by the same token, I feel like if I mess this up, I might not get a second go. These wires are super delicate. I don't want to melt these plugs either. So that's fun. I kind of got to like do this without moving too much. See, there's these little wires that go between the solder joints as well. So if like this little bridge wire lets go, then I'm in for a world of pain, really. Like, I don't even know if I can keep my hand steady enough to do this. I need to like stop heating this joint up because I feel like I'm just gonna fuck it more. Okay, well, I'm really not feeling very good about this, but we're gonna see if it's worked or not. Boy, this is not. So I've tried to rejoin the driver to the little PCB that's on it, and we're gonna test just to see. So we're going to connect the driver, see if we get anything out of it. I am really nervous about this. I pray this works. Truly. If this works, I will be very happy. I don't know how long it's going to like for though, even if it does, but shit, I think it's working. I'm actually really not sure if that's working or not. I thought I heard something, but maybe not. Take two. Wow, this sucks. This really sucks. Alright. Alright, this is a bit loose, not ideal. Wow, I really am not happy with this at all. Maybe, see if I use too much solder then. Probably not a good idea to be adding solder, but oh, dude, this seriously sucks. I don't want to, like, see, I've already, like, just... Dude, this is rough. That's probably like too much. Oh, dude. Okay, I gotta like have a steady hand here too. Oh my god, I hate this so much. Okay. Oh god, please work. For the love of fucking god. I need this to work. And it probably won't. Well guys, this has gone terribly. Thank you for joining me. It's been real. I'm trying not to yank this fucking PCB off again, because that's... I think I almost had it good, and then I did that, so that was fun. Holy shit. Alright. So we got that. So that driver's working. I'm gonna make sure I haven't fucked up the bridge between the drivers as well, so we're gonna like plug that in. Because I have a funny feeling I might have done that. But we will find out very shortly, and hopefully I won't yank the fucking other driver out. Oh my god, I hate this. Oh boy, this is super not fun. Okay, so we got that. And then that goes into here. Oh my god, I really hope this works, guys. Holy shit. Alright. So I have resoldered the very, very fine wires to the faulty driver. I don't know how they became detached in the first place. And I did a terrible job of resoldering those wires. But they're on there. And both of my drivers are working now. So yeah, we tested tiny little wire between the cable and the first driver. We tested the headband cable. Found those were cool. And then did a bit of isolation testing with the drivers. Figured out the driver was faulty. Fixed the driver. Honestly, it was kind of lucky in this circumstance because a lot of time, I don't know, I feel like if your driver's not working, it's probably just like blown up. But thankfully, a driver hadn't blown up. It's just that the wires that power the driver and allow it to do what it does had become detached from, I guess, the rest of the headphone. So all we had to do was reheat the solder joints, get those wires back where they need to be, and we have fixed this headset. Hopefully for good. I really don't want to have to do this again, because this is very stressful and this is very expensive. Oh, Christ. Alright. I'm just trying to make sure I haven't forgotten anything here. Pretty sure that's all good. Just popping this driver back in. god, I'm so nervous. Like, if I apply too much pressure to this driver and rip this out again, I'm gonna cry. Like, for real. Might actually cry. Alright, I think that's fine. Just trying to line this... Oh, please, for the love of God. I don't have the energy to do this. Please get in there. Alright, cool. Alright. Wow. Let's switch this iron off. Alright. These rings are... They have a little notch somewhere. Yes, this notch here, where my index finger is, aligns with a notch on the housing. And it just clips on. Holy shit, dude. Please get in there. There we go. So we've got this one back on. Okay. It's not looking too... Wow, I really fucking... Oh, God. Yeah, see, that's the thing about fixing shit. Sometimes you make it worse. And I've kind of done that today. But then I fixed it again. So that's nice. Wow. This video is supposed to be over already, but here we are. Also worried I'm going to damage these little plug things, because they're pretty delicate, so that's a possibility. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Alright. So we got this driver back in. All the clips are fine, they haven't fallen off, so that's great. Try not to yank anything out. Oh god, this is nerve-wracking. Okay. So this notch aligns with this. Alright. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm honestly amazed the battery has lasted this long on my GoPro. I'm amazed I've gotten this fixed in this amount of time. I'm hoping it actually sounds okay. Like, I know the drivers are working, but I'm hoping like the channel, the right channel isn't like softer than the left one or something weird like that. That's not likely, honestly. I don't think that would actually make much sense. I mean, if the connection was bad enough, I suppose that could happen. It's not impossible. I just, don't know. You'd think either it's got a connection or it doesn't, but I guess it's not always that simple. Alright, so we've got that all good. I'm going to unplug this cable for now, but so we're going to put these ear cups back on. The beauty of the 1990s is they've got, and I don't know how well you're going to see this little cutout. Oh, that's not clipped back on. They've got, yeah, this little V-shaped cutout so that you can actually slide your ear pads on. But yeah, with this little V cutout here, you can kind of just like, just slip it on like that, and you're just turning it, and it's putting it on for you. I don't really know how to explain how brilliant that is, but it's amazing. It makes so much of a difference. With the 990 and 770 pads, it's got this really tough vinyl lip, and if you try and stretch that vinyl lip too much and you mess around with it and crease it, it won't go on. With this one, you get it first go every time. So now this is actually the end of the video. That is how you repair a pair of Biodynamic DT1990s. Hopefully this has helped you in some way. If it hasn't, I don't care. Anyway, you have a great day.